It's not the business that's going to make you successful, okay? I cannot make you successful. Nobody here can make you successful. You can make yourself successful.
You can make yourself
okay? I want everybody to understand that. So if we think about it, you know, as business owners, we need to be very, very clear. Number one, there's three things I want to talk to you guys about, okay? Number one is and I start all of my teachings, you know, all my coaching with this, foundation, okay? Foundational stuff. What is that? Well, thing number one in the first category is you have to have a clear vision what your perfect business, your perfect life would look like. When was that? Friday? I think Friday Dave talked about the clarity, right? Friday was all about clarity. You know, how many of you, and I'm just curious, okay, just be honest, how many of you guys actually sat down with a pad and pen and wrote out, if you could create your perfect day, if you had the magical powers to create it any way you wanted, how would that look like? I'm talking about, like, you wake up in the morning, right? What do? You know, what time you wake up? Where do you go to eat breakfast? With whom you eat breakfast? What are your activities throughout the day? How do you feel about, when you wake up? How do you feel about your day? How do you feel about your life? Like, how many of you guys actually have that written down? Give yourself a hand. For those of you guys who have that, give yourself a hand. Inspiration, okay? We have this blueprint. We have this vision of what we want, right? Then what we need is inspiration, because we can have this, and if we're like an inspiration, and here's the best metaphor I can tell you for inspiration thing, right? Is that picture an airplane, yeah? Boeing 777, right? It's on a runway and it's about to take off. The runway has to be long enough for the plane to get to a certain speed before it can take off, right?
Yeah.
What would happen if the plane just, it would go and it would get up to 100 miles an hour and then it tries to take off? It's gonna crash, right? It's not gonna work. In our business, we need inspiration, folks. Inspiration is the runway and this airplane heading. You get to a certain point, you come to these events, and that's why it's so critical to come to events. It's because you get to a point. If you listen to Inner Circles audios long enough, right? You watch other successful people long enough. You read long enough, right? You think about your goals long enough, folks. The more inspiration you put in, the more inspirational stories that you look up to, right? That's why I'm saying, hey, turn off all the negativity around you. Don't tolerate that, because that's gonna kill your inspiration, okay? Look at people who are going in the direction you wanna go. You have this perfect, image of what you want your life, your business to be like. Look at people who have that and get around them as much as possible, okay? Because you need to get inspired. We need to get inspired. The reason I come to these events, part of the big reason why I'm here is because I want to be inspired. When I hear people on stage here, when I talk to Dave and Dave, I get inspired.